All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Sarabjit Kaur and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Rebel Shiv Sena leader Eknath Shinde sworn in as Chief Minister of Maharashtra and Devendra Fadnavis of BJP as Deputy Chief Minister. Maharashtra Governor asks Chief Minister Shinde to prove majority in the State Assembly tomorrow. Monsoon session of Parliament to begin on the 18th of this month. Government authorizes State Bank of India to issue and encash electoral bonds from today. Index of 8 core industries post robust growth of 18.1% in May this year. Ban on single-use plastic comes into force in the country from today. World-famous Yatra of Lord Jagannath set to begin today in Puri, Odisha. India sends 7th batch of medical assistance to Afghanistan consisting 6 tons of essential medicines. Olympic champion javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra clinches silver medal at prestigious Diamond League meet in Stockholm. And in cricket, India to take on England in rescheduled 5th Test match in Birmingham this afternoon. Rebel Shiv Sena leader Eknath Shinde has been sworn in as the new Chief Minister of Maharashtra, while BJP leader Devendra Fadnavis took over as the Deputy Chief Minister. Maharashtra Governor has asked Chief Minister Shinde to prove majority of his government in the State Assembly tomorrow. Chief Minister Shinde convened the first cabinet meeting of the new government yesterday. The cabinet decided to convene a 2-day special session of the state legislature on 2nd and 3rd of this month. The Speaker of the Assembly will also be elected tomorrow. The Cabinet also reviewed the Kharif season, rainwater and crop insurance in the state. More details from our correspondent.
CM Shinde in his first cabinet meeting stressed on the importance of taking ahead the developmental works in the state in a fast and efficient manner. Acknowledging Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis' experience, Sri Shinde said he is fortunate to have an experienced Deputy Chief Minister like Fadnavis in his team, whose presence will ease managing various affairs of the state, including the developmental programs. Stressing on the need to pace up various developmental projects, CM said the people's representatives and the administration are like two wheels of a chariot who need to work hand in hand to bring justice to various sections of the society. He underlined on the importance of completing metro projects, Hindu Hriday Samrat Balasaheb Thackeray Maharashtra Samruddhi Highway, as well as important projects of Water Resources Department in a timely manner. Devapriya Bhattacharjee, AIR News, Mumbai.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated Mr. Eknath Shinde. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, Mr. Shinde, who is a grassroots-level leader, brings with him rich political, legislative and administrative experience. He expressed confidence that the new Chief Minister will work towards taking Maharashtra to greater heights. The Prime Minister also congratulated Devendra Fadnavis on taking oath as Deputy Chief Minister. He said Mr. Fadnavis is an inspiration for every BJP party worker and his experience and expertise will be an asset for the government.
The monsoon session of Parliament will begin on the 18th of this month, will continue up to 12th of August. Lok Sabha Secretariat has said that the session will have 18 sittings. On the first day of the session, presidential election will be held. The vice presidential election will be held on 6th of August. Counting for both constitutional posts will also be held in Parliament during the session. The newly elected president will be administered the oath of office at the Central Hall of Parliament on 25th of July. Newly elected Vice President will take oath on 11th of August. The monsoon session of Parliament usually starts in the 3rd week of July and concludes by the end of the 2nd week of August. The Union Government has authorized the State Bank of India for issue and encash electoral bonds through its 29 authorized branches up to 10th of this month. The Minister of Finance highlighted that the electoral bonds will be valid for 15 calendar days from the date of issue, and no payment will be made to any payee political party if the electoral bond is deposited after the expiry of the validity period. The ministry further said that the electoral bond deposited by an eligible political party in its account will be credited on the same day.
Index of 8 core industries ICI has posted a robust growth of 18.1% in May this year as against the 16.4% in the corresponding month last year. Commerce and Industry Ministry said the growth can be attributed to increased production in cement, coal, fertilizers and electricity industries. In the reported period of May 2022, the cement industry recorded the highest growth of 26.3%. Coal sector jumped by over 25%. Fertilizer climbed 22.8% and electricity grew by 22% and natural witnessed growth of 7%. ICI measures combined an individual performance of production in selected 8 core industries. Ban on manufacture, import, stocking, distribution, sale and use of identified single-use plastic items has come into force from today across the country. Single-use plastic are those items that are used only once and discarded. The items covered under the ban include earbuds with plastic sticks for balloons, plastic flags, candy sticks, ice cream sticks, polystyrene thermocol for decoration, plastic plates, plastic cups, plastic glasses and plastic cutlery. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has said national and state level control rooms will be set up for checking illegal manufacture, import, stocking, distribution, sale and use of single-use plastic for the effective enforcement of the ban. In our program, Surkhiyon Mein at 7:40 p.m., we will have a discussion on the topic, Aaye Jaane Single-Use Plastic Par Pratibandh ke baare mein.
Today is GST Day. It commemorates the implementation of the Goods and Services Tax GST that replaced the old indirect tax regime in the country. It was launched in a special ceremony held in the Central Hall of Parliament on the intervening night of 30th June and 1st of July 2017. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will inaugurate the celebrations of the 5th GST Day in New Delhi today. You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Rebel Shiv Sena leader Eknath Shinde sworn in as Chief Minister of Maharashtra and Devendra Fadnavis of BJP as Deputy Chief Minister. Maharashtra Governor asks Chief Minister Shinde to prove majority in the State Assembly tomorrow. Monsoon session of Parliament to begin on the 18th of this month. Government authorizes State Bank of India to issue and encash electoral bonds from today. Index of 8 crore industries post robust growth of 18.1% in May this year. Ban on single-use plastic comes into force in the country from today. The world-famous Yatra of Lord Jagannath set to begin today in Puri, Odisha. India sends 7 batch of medical assistance to Afghanistan consisting 6 tons of essential medicines. Olympic champion javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra clinches silver medal at prestigious Diamond League meet in Stockholm. And in cricket, India to take on England in rescheduled 5th Test match in Birmingham this afternoon. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
बर्फ से ढके पहाड़,
हवा के साथ झूमते चीड़ चिनार,
झीलों पर तैरते शिकारे,
हरी भरी घाटियों के दिलकश नजारे।
आकाशवाणी समाचार आपके लिए लेकर आया है जम्मू कश्मीर विशेष श्रृंखला एक नई सुबह।
हम बात करते हैं विकास की, निवेश की,
पर्यटन की, संस्कृति की
और रोज हो रहे बदलावों की। FM गोल्ड पर सुनिए हर शुक्रवार रात 9:15 पर आकाशवाणी समाचार की विशेष प्रस्तुति
जम्मू कश्मीर एक नई सुबह।
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Welcome back to the morning news. The world-famous Rath Yatra of Lord Jagannath will begin today at Puri in Odisha. Thousands of devotees from across the country have arrived in the temple town. The enthusiasm among the devotees is clearly visible across Odisha as the 9-day annual Rath Yatra of Lord Balbhadra, Devi Subhadra and Lord Jagannath will be held with full public participation after 2 years.
After a long wait for 2 years due to the pandemic, Sri Jagannath devotees from near and far have thronged Sri Kshetra, the holy city of Puri, to savor a divine darshan of the Rath-born Trinity. Tens of thousands of devotees are all agog to be a part of the annual sojourn of the Trinity, Lord Sri Balabhadra, Lord Sri Jagannath and Devi Subhadra, who are out on a 9-day visit to the Sri Gundicha temple, a couple of kilometers away from the Sri Jagannath temple. It is the sheer zeal and jest of the devotees, either to pull the chariots along the Badadandra, the Grand Road, or at least to have an eyeful of the Trinity atop the Raths while they are en route, explains the surging crowd in Puri during the Rath Yatra. Given the heavy rush while senior police officers are camping in Puri to oversee the security arrangements, about 180 platoons of police force have been deployed to ensure a safe and secure Rath Yatra. Girish Chandra Das, AIR News, Puri.
नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः.
In Gujarat also, the annual Rath Yatra began this morning in Ahmedabad. The chariots of Lord Jagannath, followed by elder brother Lord Baldev and sister Devi Subhadra, will travel on their traditional route during the day. The Yatra is being held in a full-fledged manner after a gap of 2 years. More details from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
The 145th historic Rath Yatra begins from 400 years old Lord Jagannath Temple in Jamalpur area of Old City. Union Home Minister Amit Shah performed Mangla Aarti along with his family members at Lord Jagannath Temple early this morning. The Rath Yatra procession begins after the traditional Pahin rituals, the symbolic path cleaned by golden broom in the temple. 18 decorated elephants are leading the 3 chariots, while 101 trucks, 30 akharas, 18 bhajan mandlis along with saints follow the procession. Rath Yatra will pass through its 18-kilometer long traditional route before coming back to the temple by late evening. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu have greeted people on the occasion of Rath Yatra. In a tweet, Mr. Kovind wished that with the blessings of Mahaprabhu Jagannath, there will be happiness, peace and prosperity in everyone's life. The Vice President said, the splendor and grandeur of the Rath Yatra is truly unparalleled. He hoped that the pious and noble ideals associated with Rath Yatra enrich people's lives with peace and harmony. Home Minister Amit Shah and Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur have also wished people on the occasion. The annual Amarnath Yatra commenced yesterday with a batch of about 2,750 pilgrims beginning the Yatra from the Nunwan Base camp in Pahalgam. The pilgrimage was flagged off by Anantnag Deputy Commissioner. The Health Ministry has taken various initiatives to streamline the Yatra for the devotees. State governments, particularly those from where large numbers of pilgrims arrive, have been informed about the required arrangements along with medical preparation. For attending medical emergencies, health professionals including doctors and paramedics will be deployed in batches. Besides, 2 50-bedded hospitals have been set up as indoor facility at the Baltal and Chandanwadi with the help of DRDO.
All India Radio Srinagar has begun the Amarnath Ji Yatra special broadcast from Baltal Base Camp since yesterday. AIR has established an FM transmission facility and studio facility at Baltal to air daily broadcast for Yatra for 16 hours from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. This broadcast will be available for the Yatris on News on AIR app. It is available on FM 103.7 MHz and on DTH, also where it is available on AIR Urdu service. Field reports from Yatra are being broadcast for latest updates to the pilgrims. Early weather updates and other requisite advisories and guidelines are being put on air at regular intervals throughout the transmission. In Assam, an inter-ministerial central team IMCT from the Ministry of Home Affairs reached Guwahati yesterday and interacted with the senior officials of Assam government, Army, NDRF, SDRF and NHAI for damage assessment of recent floods in the state. To accelerate an effective damage assessment, IMCT members divided into two groups for visiting the relevant affected districts. Joint Secretary and Project Director, National Cyclone Risk Mitigation Project, Harsh Gupta, and his team will visit Kachar, Karimganj and Helakandi today and tomorrow. Deputy Director, Ministry of Finance, Mahesh Thakur and his team will visit the Nalbari, Bajli, Barpeta, Kamrup and Morigaon districts.
Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh visited Tupul Railway Construction Camp in Noni district where a landslide occurred on Wednesday night, burying several people. The Chief Minister announced the ex-gratia of 5 lakh rupees to the next of kin of those killed and 50,000 rupees to the injured. According to the villagers, more than 80 persons including 43 territorial army personnel were buried alive in the landslide. So far, 8 bodies have been recovered while 19 people have been rescued from the debris. Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke to Manipur Chief Minister and reviewed the situation. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said he assured all possible support from the centre. He prayed for the safety of all those affected and hoped for the speedy recovery of the injured. In Uttarakhand, 5 people died and 9 injured in landslides caused by rain in various districts of the state so far. The injured are being treated at the nearest health centres. Several national highways and rural connectivity roads remain blocked due to rain and landslides in the Garhwal and Kumaon division. The process of opening the blocked roads is in progress.
India supplied the 7th batch of medical assistance to Afghanistan yesterday, consisting of 6 tons of essential medicines as part of its ongoing humanitarian assistance. It was handed over to the Indira Gandhi Hospital in Kabul. In view of the urgent appeals made by the United Nations to assist Afghan people, India has so far supplied 20 tons of medical assistance in 7 batches. This includes essential life-saving medicines, anti-TB medicines and 5 lakh doses of COVID vaccine. News Services Division of All India Radio will bring an exclusive interview with Afghanistan Ambassador to India, Farid Mahmoonzai, in the Spotlight program tonight. Talking to AIR News, Afghanistan Ambassador to India, Farid Mahmoonzai, lauded India's role in earthquake relief measures.
I appreciate the support extended by India, and I am touched by the words of the Prime Minister that India stands by you when he announced the support of Afghanistan. At the moment, we look at first aid kit support, tents, sleeping bags, and those materials, those relief items needed during or the aftermath of an earthquake. Several countries in the region, particularly India, had sent 27 metric ton of assistance, and more assistance is going to be there on the way.
This interview can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:15 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. And now let's listen to a special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember freedom fighter and social reformer Sumant Mehta, who was born on the 1st of July, 1877 in Surat, Gujarat.
Mehta travelled to China, Japan, Germany, France, England, the US and Canada during 1910-11 and met Indian revolutionaries like Madam Kama, Shyamji Krishna Verma and Virendranath Chattopadhyay. These meetings broadened his perspective and inspired him to join the freedom struggle.
He was influenced by the religious texts and works of Ramakrishna Paramhansa, Swami Vivekananda and Omar Khayyam. Influenced by Gopal Krishna Gokhale, he joined the Servants of India Society.
Mehta participated in the relief work during the flood in Gujarat in 1927. He was in charge of the Sarbhon camp during the 1928 Bardoli Satyagraha. He organized a youth conference in 1929. He presided over 2 conferences of the Baroda Praja Mandal. He spent 5 years in jails of Sabarmati, Visapur and Nashik. He also worked for the welfare of farmers, laborers and tribal people.
A notable writer, Mehta wrote his autobiography titled Atmakatha, which was posthumously published in 1971. His other works include Samaj Darpan and Hali, Jamina Gulamo, in which he had described Hali, a form of slavery of the tribals. Sumant Mehta died on the 15th of December 1968. We salute
We also remember nationalist Sushila Chain Trehan, who was born on the 1st of July 1923 in Pathankot, Punjab. Sushila was a zealous freedom fighter and a social activist.
Sushila's father, Mathura Das Trehan, was one of the founding members of the Congress party in his area and also a leading member of the Arya Samaj. She joined the Arya Samaj as a teenager when, while attending an opening meeting, the attendees were surrounded by police and beaten up. Trehan, at that age, decided to fight against injustice.
Trehan became a political activist and moved to Lahore in 1941 and worked along with Bibi Raghbir Kaur, who was a Kirti Ghadar party member of Punjab State Legislative Assembly. Trehan also joined forces with Shakuntala Azad to fight against
India's independence. Trehan continued to promote education for children and opened 3 girls' schools and 1 co-education. Trehan was the first ever woman panch of a village panchayat council in Dadwal. Until her death in 2011, she tackled the social problems of dowry, domestic violence, casteism and intercaste marriage at the grassroots level. All India Radio News salutes this great Indian.
Bande Utkala Janani,
Bande Utkala Janani, Bande Utkala Janani.
We also remember freedom fighter Alek Patra, who was born on 1st of July 1923. Through non-violent civil disobedience, Patra inspired movements for civil rights and environment protection across different regions of Odisha.
Charu hasamai, charu bhasamai, janani, janani, janani.
Patra joined the freedom movement during his school days and along with his friends burnt down the police station of Nimapada in protest against the British Raj. Patra was arrested and put in Puri jail. After his release, Patra moved to Kolkata and continued his nationalistic activities. He was arrested again at the Puri railway station on the way to his home and again put into jail.
Inside the jail, he practiced cotton spinning to produce his own clothing, cleaned up toilets to maintain a hygienic environment, did daily group prayers and followed other instructions of Gandhiji. After being released from the jail, he went to Wardha to get training on Swaraj, Home Rule and other Sarvodaya works.
Alek Patra continued to work for the nation till his death on the 17th of November 1999. We salute the great nationalist.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
In sports news now, Olympic champion javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra clinched his first ever medal at the prestigious Diamond League meet in Stockholm yesterday as he broke his own national record for the second time in a month. Chopra won silver after finishing second at the Stockholm Diamond League with a massive throw of 89.94 meter. Reigning world champion Anderson Peters won gold with a best throw of 90.31 meter. In cricket, India will take on England in the rescheduled 5th Test match at Edgbaston, Birmingham today. The match will begin at 3 p.m. India time. India lead the Test series against England 2-1. Rohit Sharma has been ruled out after testing positive for COVID-19. Bumrah will lead India in this series decider. India had taken a 2-1 lead against England last year, but the fifth and final test had to be cancelled due to a COVID outbreak in the Indian camp.
In badminton, PV Sindhu and HS Pranoy will play their singles quarter-final matches in Malaysia Open in Kuala Lumpur today. In women's singles, Sindhu will play Taiwanese Tai Tzu Ying in the last 8. She defeated Thailand's Pitayapom Chaiwan 19-21, 21-9, 21-14 in the second round clash. World number 21 Pranoy will lock horns with 7th seed Indonesian Jonathan Christie for a place in the semis. He defeated world number 4 Chao Tin Chen of Chinese Taipei 21-15, 21-7 in the pre-quarter final. In the World Para-Athletics Grand Prix 2022, India has clinched 13 medals including 5 gold on the final day to take its overall tally to 27 in Tunisia. India's medal list includes 8 gold, 10 silver, 9 bronze medals. On the last day, Indian athletes bagged 5 gold, 4 silver and as many bronze. Sandeep Sanjay Sargar, Rinku Huda, Pranab Desai and Soman Rana won gold in their respective categories.
Mumbai is witnessing incessant rains for the third day today. In the last 24 hours, the city recorded 183 millimeters of rainfall, with moderate to heavy rainfall in its various parts today also. A few routes of the best have been diverted. The IMD gave an orange alert for today, indicating likely heavy to very heavy rain at isolated places. It said rain activity is likely to subside by the weekend. And now, let us have a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Chennai will have generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Visakhapatnam, Bengaluru, Hyderabad and Thiruvananthapuram will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain. Guwahati, Gangtok, Agartala, Kohima and Imphal will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Almost all newspapers today gave prominence to the arrival of monsoon in Delhi, providing much needed respite from the hot and humid conditions. This is also accompanied with pictures of waterlogging and traffic snarls. Curtains come down on political turmoil in Maharashtra. Mega twist in Mahaplot. Shinde takes oath as CM is a top headline in the Hindustan Times. With the likelihood of assembly polls in Jammu and Kashmir this year, EC orders revision of electoral rolls in J&K, poll looming, writes the Asian Age. Belying hopes of hike amid surge in yields from bonds, government keeps small savings interest rates unchanged, states the Hindu. And finally, in a move towards empowerment, women's self-help groups can be significant contributors to GDP, reports the Indian Express.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Rebel Shiv Sena leader Eknath Shinde sworn in as Chief Minister of Maharashtra and Devendra Fadnavis of BJP as Deputy Chief Minister. Maharashtra Governor asks Chief Minister Shinde to prove majority in the State Assembly tomorrow. Monsoon session of Parliament to begin on the 18th of this month. Government authorizes State Bank of India to issue and encash electoral bonds from today. Index of 8 core industries post robust growth of 18.1% in May this year. Ban on single-use plastic comes into force in the country from today. World-famous Rath Yatra of Lord Jagannath set to begin today in Puri, Odisha. India sends 7th batch of medical assistance to Afghanistan consisting 6 tons of essential medicines. Olympic champion javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra clinches silver medal at prestigious Diamond League meet in Stockholm. And in cricket, India to take on England in rescheduled 5th Test match in Birmingham this afternoon. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.